You need to put your phone on silent, bruh.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, world. Welcome to a brand new live episode of Spotlight News, where we give you the hottest news in music, entertainment, and sports. I'm your host, Jamal Bostic, with the lovely Miss Gisele Vega. I got my boys Keenan and Frankie over there, ready to give you the news. This is a brand new setup for us. First ever live episode of Spotlight News. We making history here, people. All right. First order of business. We got some interesting news in entertainment this weekend. TLC star of the show called Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. The kid, Honey Boo Boo, you know,
Horrible
the little girl.
I hate it.
I actually like that show, to be honest. I like
It was entertaining.
the
was
show
something
was
to watch.
entertaining. Like, it's nothing like a bunch of down south country white people doing crazy stuff. You feel me? Like, and Honey Boo Boo.
not feel you.
I don't feel you. I don't like the little girl all thinking she's a pageant. She isn't. She's butt ass ugly.
Oh, that's not nice.
Damn,
Everyone
that's-
has the
okay,
right
that's
to
a
be on
tad
the
bit cold.
pageant.
I'm being honest.
That's
No.
a tad
That's
bit
just
cold.
me.
So let's talk about why the show was canceled. Mama June was in a relationship with Mark McDaniel, a child molester, for 8 years.
Whoa.
Child molester.
Yeah. He actually molested her 8-year-old, at the time 8-year-old sister.
What?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Damn.
And this nigga's still in the house? like oh
No, okay, so Sugar Bear, which is, you know,
Yeah, the father.
yeah, the
Is
Who
that
father.
is
his
Honey
real
Boo?
name?
Who is
Sugar
Honey
Bear
Boo
is
Boo's
Honey
father?
Boo Boo's father.
That's his real name.
That's his real name.
Sugar Bear.
It's Sugar Bear.
Okay,
Don't hate.
these
Yeah,
people
he sounds
live.
like a molester.
These people live in Georgia.
He's not the molester.
No, Sugar Bear's not the molester.
Mark
I'm surprised.
McDaniel. Mark McDaniel.
Mark McDaniel's the molester.
He sounds like an average dude.
Sugar Bear is Mama June's ex-fiance now, or
Yeah, now ex.
ex-fiance?
But at the time,
Yes.
she was still seeing Mark McDaniel while she was with Sugar Bear, including having pictures of Mark McDaniel in her home. It was a little triangle. We had a little triangle going on.
So Sugar Bear is Honey Boo Boo's dad. But while Mark McDaniel was in jail for 8 years due to child molestation, you know, Mama June and the rapist was keeping contact, you know, so she still kind of had, you know, feelings for this McDaniels dude while she was with Sugar Bear.
And she never told Sugar Bear she did. And there's pictures to prove that Honey Boo Boo has, in fact, been in the same room with Mark McDaniel.
3 words for this: sex, lies, and deception.
That's a show. Like, they should bring that show back and just
Yeah,
base it.
we want to see what's going on.
It's like a
SLB?
hillbilly soap opera. It's a hillbilly soap opera.
LBOTLC.
It is a hillbilly soap opera.
Oh my God.
Oh, sources. I saw this on TMZ because
TMZ.
I watch TMZ. Shout out to Harvey Levin and all them.
I got it from you guys.
Hey, I love TMZ.
We
I
are
love
the
TMZ.
source.
We kind of are the source.
We're the source.
Don't tell Benzino because, you know, he's still under the source magazine.
Oh my God.
Anyway, in other news, have you guys seen the new Avengers trailer?
Oh, me? I did.
It's looking good.
Okay, so recently, the upcoming Avengers 2 trailer was leaked at first. The Age of Ultron. And then, you know, Marvel was just like, fuck it, we're just going to put the actual trailer out. So they did. And I like it. Personally. I can't wait to see this movie. But I've only saw half of the first Avengers. In my defense, I got it on DVD, fell asleep, because, you know, yeah. But
You can't.
Okay.
You cannot be excited for the second Avengers if you haven't seen the first.
I'm going to see the first
It's not
Avengers.
allowed. No, you
I
have
have
to see the
until
first.
May.
All right,
You-
now.
when you see the first movie, then you comment.
Okay,
that
I've
you're
seen
excited to
Captain
see the
America.
second.
I've seen Iron Man. I've seen Thor. I've seen.
But
I've
have
all
you seen
other
the
mo-
Avengers? Because this is what we're talking about.
I've seen half of it.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Avengers 2: Age of Ultron is based on the comic series Age of Ultron. But I'm pretty sure the movie won't involve the comic series involves lots of time traveling, which I'm pretty sure they won't fit that into the movie. But
Closer to the mic.
one thing's for sure, the Age of Ultron movie is going to be so much better than the comics because the comics added lots of screw-ups, lots of unfinished business in the Marvel Universe. So this one is going to be real exciting. I cannot wait for the movie that comes out in 2015.
Okay, now for the people like me who have no clue what Avengers is, can you describe? Can you give us a little insight to like why should I look forward to watching this?
Have you ever heard of the Justice League?
Is that with the ring guy and the fast one?
Superman, Batman,
Yes.
Green
Green Lantern.
The ring dude,
Lantern.
right?
The Green Lantern,
Ring dude.
Wonder Woman, and the Flash.
Wonder Woman,
The
and the
Flash is the
Flash.
fast one.
Yes.
Okay, so that's DC's Justice League.
Yes.
The Avengers are Marvel's Justice League.
Do they ever fight each other?
No. Now here's the thing.
That's a
That's
movie
a movie.
idea. That's a movie idea.
That's a movie idea, but here's the thing.
Director Keenan, get at me.
Now here we go. Here's the amazing thing about Marvel. You can just come up and make a superhero movie, Avengers, but nobody knows how they came together. Marvel managed to make each single film for the Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America, and they all came together for the Avengers. That's what makes it so good.
Gotcha.
And you mean, who would have thought Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. would be in the same movie playing Iron Man and Captain America?
It sounds big. It sounds big.
As it was in 2012. Now we got to wait all the way till May to see Age of Ultron.
May 1st, 2015 is when it's set to come out.
Thank
Wait.
you, Gisele.
Let the waiting begin, people.
The waiting game. All right, so now that we got the bases covered for Marvel trying to teach Keenan how to be up in the nerd society with everybody else, because obviously
getting there,
he
I'm
didn't
getting
know.
You're working.
Let's move it to some music news. Now, it is rumored, I recently heard this, that big homie Drake, Drizzy, smashed
Champagne Pappy.
Champagne Poppy, smashed Tyga's baby mama, Black China. Now,
In
this
his
is rumored.
defense,
In his defense,
she is now single.
she is single. Drake is single.
I know it's a lot of females hot about that.
Oh, whatever.
And you know, hey, and you know, National Enquirer, People Magazine, and TMZ be all up on that business, especially TMZ.
TMZ is all over everything.
And here's the thing about Drake. He thinks I love Drake. I love his music, but his outside antics is what gets me. Here he is going to Miami games, Cleveland games, and Kentucky. He's not really setting himself a good image for people. And now you're saying now he's involved with Champagne Poppy. You say?
Drake is Champagne Pappy.
Somebody don't follow Drake on Instagram.
I don't. I thought he was
But Drake is the kind of guy who will have sex with himself. Come on, you know that.
And then write a song about it
Yeah.
after he dumps himself.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Drake.
Look at his album.
Drake.
But I mean,
Personally,
she's no longer with Tyga, so she's single. She's
personally,
available.
I'm more of a Jimmy Brooks guy. I love Degrassi. You know, I cried when he got shot by Rick. That's just me. What's going on? The camera's on me, right? Okay. Like, I mean, I kind of hope this is true because I kind of want to see some like inner squad beef because
Yeah.
you know they're still in Young Money together.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. Like, are they like Eskimo brothers now? You know, they both smash the same chick, same crew. I don't know. We're gonna have to see that one play out. Opinions, Frankie?
I think it's good. I think she's okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
she.
I mean, come on. She's single. He's single. Tyga's moving on. He doesn't seem to care.
They don't actually look that good together, and I wouldn't wife up a chick with a kid.
Well, no.
That's just me. You feel me? That's
Yeah, no.
no disrespect to all the single, good-looking
Baby
baby
mamas.
mamas out there, but I just couldn't do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially if it's my homeboys, baby mama. Like, that's kind of trifling. That's definitely grounds for an ass.
So is there or is there anything ever going on with Drake and Nicki Minaj? That's like the forever question.
No. If I can't get Nicki Minaj, I can't get Nicki Minaj. That's all. We're just gonna leave it like that for right there.
Realistically, Jamal.
It's gonna happen one day. Why did we put her on the show? To be honest. You good over there, Keenan?
Working it out.
Is he good, Mercer? He's good?
I'm good. I'm back.
Shout out to Mr. Mercer. This is our advisor for the journalism program
There you
here
go.
at the lovely Cypress College. We're here on campus in the studio. Thank you once again, Mercer. Thank you. On to my favorite kind of news, personally, sports news. Last night.
There we go. I'm back in. I'm in the game.
Last night, Game 5 of the World Series.
Up. I'm out.
Me and Jay got this.
The San Francisco Giants won.
Yeah.
They're up in the series 3-2 tonight, tomorrow night, elimination game. In San Francisco,
Oh, they're going to finish the series at Kansas City.
they're going to
And
finish
you
the
forget
series.
to mention Madison Bumgarner. Fuck.
Bumgarner.
Madison Bumgarner has the lowest ERA in history, .0229.
But is that going to be a factor in this game? Because the Giants have proved that they can get hot whenever, anytime, any game. It's Game 6 of the World Series. They're up 3-2 in the series. You think that, are the Giants going to be able to
be
pull it off?
honest, I always predicted it was going to be the Giants in 7 games. I don't think the Royals are going to go down without a fight. But here's the thing. The Giants, if they win tomorrow, they would have won 3 championships in 4 years. That is insane.
Would that make them a dynasty, though?
Yes, it would. A very odd dynasty because every other year they win the World Series. And I have facts to back that up. Last year, they didn't make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And the year before, they beat the Tigers. And the year before that, they lost. And then in 2010, they beat the Texas Rangers. So it's sort of a win one World Series, lose, win one World Series.
So they're kind of like the Lakers and Boston Celtics of baseball, would you say?
Yeah.
I mean, the Lakers, they do good one year. They lose in the first round. Next year, they win the title. Next year, Kobe's thinking about going to the Clippers, comes back, they win the title, like something like that.
Yeah, but the San Francisco Giants, they are a dynasty. They've proven that, and I do have a feeling that the Royals will win tomorrow night. But this series will go to 7 games with the Giants beating the Kansas City Royals. And if you notice, the Giants always win the World Series at away because they did it against the Rangers, they did it against the Tigers,
That's
and
true.
now they're playing over KC to finish the series.
But I'm not going to count out Kansas City at home because as a diehard Dodgers fan who personally hates the Giants, I just want the Royals to win.
No Cali team?
See,
You're a Cali boy, right?
I am a Cali boy. So I know of. I don't really have that much good a memory until I was 4 years old. So
Gotcha.
something could happen in between then.
Yeah.
I could be from Mexico.
He's not.
But here's the thing, though.
You don't know that.
Here's the thing. The San Francisco Giants, I don't know, something about them. You just want to cheer for them no matter what team you root for.
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds don't even play.
Oh, he's not there no more?
You can't hate on the San Francisco Giants no matter what fan your team is because just the way they play baseball, they play great baseball. And you just got to, and in the end, you got to admire baseball.
Yeah, you
World
gotta
Series.
Would you
root for your
consider-
California team.
Would you consider the Giants or the Royals as the underdogs in this series?
The Royals, because the Giants are World Series champions.
And the Royals haven't been in the playoffs in 20-something years.
Yep.
So what kind of question was that? Of
But
course it's the Royals,
It's
right?
just because the Royals were hot all postseason.
Okay.
They didn't lose till they got to the World Series.
Got
Pretty
you.
much.
So,
So, does it change now? Were the Giants the original underdogs going into the series, and now that the Giants are up, are the Royals back to being the underdogs now? Because their backs are against the wall?
That is a good question. But you know what, though? We find out these young kids in Kansas City, we find out when they become men, and that's tomorrow night when they have to put it all on the line. They have to play like it's the final game of their careers.
what's the season right now? What's the Is it 2-1 or what?
The Giants are up 3-2 right now.
And it's 4 to finish,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm. It's
When's
a
the
series
next
of 7.
game?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Yes.
And you can watch that on Fox 11 at 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. In other sports news, this is actually in football.
Keenan is
I'm
back
in.
in.
I'm in.
This is actually
Yeah, he's
football
We're in.
news. So, apparently, the Jets are planning to start Michael Vick next week.
Good.
How do we feel about this?
Yeah, ESPN, they reported it this morning, and I
Mhm.
was very surprised because Michael Vick, he didn't have a good game as well. And here's what the trippy part is. NFL.com did a not a projected but like a imagination poll of what teams should trade, and they're saying the Browns may trade Johnny Manziel to the New York Jets.
I like that.
I would like that because as a Johnny Manziel fan,
Johnny Football.
I need
It's
Johnny
the
Football
regime.
to start on my fantasy team. Speaking of fantasy team, shout out to my man Mark Lewis, who I blew out yesterday in fantasy football. Thank you. I am 5-3 on my fantasy team, but that's for another segment.
That's
later on in
nothing.
the
I'm
show.
8-0. Shout out to my league, NFL.com.
Keenan cheats.
I love it.
Keenan cheats. Okay.
Oh, you just got called out.
I cheat.
You just got called out.
Keenan
I
takes.
cheat?
Keenan takes banned substances. in fantasy football.
Yeah.
All right, now here.
Knowledge is a
Now,
bad substance.
speaking of the Jets,
Okay.
now speaking of the New York Jets situation, I want to say something about the Cleveland Browns. I don't understand how they invested so much money into Johnny Manziel. I see it as a money thing because like they're making so much money of jersey sales for Cleveland. Every person in Cleveland, Ohio has a Johnny Football jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Their ticket sales go skyrocket. You got buns on every one of those seats at the stadium, and yet Johnny Manziel's on the bench. And you got Brian Hoyer, who is an at best QB, and he didn't have a good game as well. Especially that game last week when he played Jacksonville. He threw for over 215 yards and not even a touchdown. And they won't even give Johnny Manziel the chance. So if the Browns are going to use him, may as well trade him to a team that will use him. That is talent that is being wasted right now.
My sentiments exactly. That's why Johnny Manziel, my man, should go to the New York Jets. He'll start. I mean, come on, Geno Smith is not producing.
But I feel like even if Johnny Manziel did go to the Jets, they would be an exciting 8-18 at best.
They're
You know,
1-7 right now.
exciting 8-18 with Johnny
Johnny Manziel
at best.
can win. Johnny Manziel can win football games.
Yeah,
He
he
can.
can.
He's proven it.
Yeah.
He can.
He's proven it at
But
the
this
collegiate
just
level.
shows-
but he's beaten the big teams that he wasn't supposed to beat.
But this just shows, though, how ESPN or like maybe mostly ESPN because they're the number one in college football coverage. They overhype these players on college teams, but in the NFL, it's a different story. I remember when A.J. McCarron, he was hyped as the number one Alabama QB of all time, school records.
Roll
touchdowns.
Tide. Roll Tide. Sorry.
They hyped him so much, but when he got drafted in the NFL, he's playing third fiddle to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Colt McCoy,
Colt McCoy as well.
biggest QB in Texas.
Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford playing like
Poor
shit in
Tim
St. Louis.
Tebow.
Somebody needs to sign Timmy Tebow.
Bring Tim Tebow back, please.
Yeah.
We need Tim Tebow.
He's working for ESPN.
He's a winner.
Tim Tebow need to be on the team.
But it just shows you, though, that overly hyped college players, they can prove it on the field. But once you go into NFL, it's a whole different world.
Big.
And now look for the Titans. Zach Mettenberger finally got his chance. And even though he had a good game, the Titans lost. But it shows you that
J.J. Watt was on that boy.
I know he did.
They're
Selfie.
playing against they're playing against Houston's defense. Like you can't.
Yeah.
Medberger didn't come to play.
He didn't.
But it shows you, though, the Titans are actually sticking with him because Jake Locker, he's unbelievable. And
Terrible.
and Charlie Whitehorse, I don't even know who that guy
Who
was.
is he? Is he like a walk-on? Like, can you even walk on in the NFL? No.
I guess so. I guess that must be it. I have no idea. Someone
think-
inform me who the hell
Like,
is Charlie Whitehorse.
Like, did he make tryouts? Like,
But I know who Zach Mettenberger is because you know why? He was on LSU, and ESPN loves LSU. They love him.
every LSU game is on ESPN every
Oh,
Saturday.
yeah.
No matter what.
Not to mention Mississippi State, but no one knew who the fuck
What's his
they
name?
were.
Kirk Herbstreit picks them every week.
I know, yeah.
LSU, no matter what. They can be playing anybody.
Yeah.
No matter what.
They be playing the Jets. Huh?
They can be playing the Jets. LSU, no matter what. Low-key, LSU might be able to beat the Jets.
I agree. I agree.
The way the Jets are playing,
Oh my God.
anybody can beat. My old high school team can beat the Jets right now.
I don't know about that.
It might be a good game.
Were you a starter?
No. But
Okay, then they might be able to do that.
yeah. Keenan. That's another story for another time. But anyway, on to some sad news in sports. St. Louis Cardinals outfielder, rookie Oscar Taveras, died yesterday in a fatal car crash in his home in the Dominican Republic. Now, it was raining out there, and he was with his girlfriend, and I guess they're driving down the road, and the road gets slippery, and they just went off the road, and they both died off impact. But it's a terrible loss for the MLB. I mean, guy was just a rookie. He was 22 years old.
Yeah, that's the thing. He was far too young. We could have never seen his full potential.
Yeah, like what he could really do.
He played 80 games and he played in the postseason, and he was doing really good. He could have been one of the MLB breakout players. But
And his last at bat was a home run, a pinch hit home run
Wow.
against San Francisco. Like,
My condolences go out to the family, the whole MLB. You never want to hear stuff like
yeah,
that.
like it's a tragic loss. Like that's terrible. Like, imagine what his teammates are going through. Like, what his family's going through.
Parents.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
he lost his life in his home country in the off season.
And not to mention, this relates to the story of that Angels pitcher who died from a drunk driver.
Yeah,
Was it Eidenhart?
yeah, I know.
Yes. Well,
Couple
he
years.
was young as well, and we can only think of what could have been with those young athletes.
Hey, all the greats die young, don't they? Pac, Biggie, Aaliyah.
Man,
We don't know if Pac is dead.
That's actually true. That is actually true.
There is no fact.
There's no proof.
There's still hope out there.
You never know. There could be no proof Biggie's not dead either. They could be just chilling.
Jamal might be Tupac.
Yeah.
You never know.
Jamal could have
I'll
aged
take
too
I
long.
was thinking more of a Biggie type thing, but yeah,
Yeah, you got a point there.
I got to put yeah. But yeah, dude, it's a sad loss.
It's a tragic
It's
tragic loss.
Condolences go out to the St. Louis Cardinals. You know they beat the Dodgers, but hey, that's neither here nor there.
That's beyond baseball.
That's beyond baseball. This is beyond baseball. We lost a young life, potential great player. Could have been an all-star next year, like, you know. But yeah, it's terrible. Well, on to some lighter news in my favorite world of world wrestling entertainment and wrestling in general, in the wrestling world.
The W.
Shout out to all my wrestling fans out there.
They're
Last
very
night,
limited.
yeah, last night was the 5th annual Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Watch it on the WWE Network for $9.99. Get it? My overall review of this pay-per-view. Okay, so we had John Cena versus Randy Orton
For
once
the
again.
50th, 500th time.
Actually, they've wrestled each other, I think, like 40 times since they've been in the WWE
and that's
together.
enough. And it's been enough.
They've been in like 20 main events together. They wrestled in Hell in a Cell before, which was not that
2009.
great. Yeah, it was 2009.
2009.
Like, I don't know why WWE keeps doing this. Keep booking the same guys over and over again, the same matches, but
Well,
they do it.
I kind of saw it as a past and future because Cena and Orton, they're the rivalry of the decade, and we saw that for the millionth time, and then we saw Ambrose and Rollins. So in contrast, they could be what Cena and Orton was to us in the future.
Well, it was definitely strategic. I mean, they knew they were going to get viewers.
But the crowd wasn't even reacting to it, though. Like, this match was like a dud match. Like, there was parts of it that were just like, okay, this is good, but and this is coming from a John Cena fan. I'm a diehard, like, don't get me wrong, I'm a John Cena guy, but come on now, I'm starting to get tired of the whole push John Cena for a title shot thing. I mean, I know Brock Lesnar isn't there.
Which was a mistake.
Yeah. And speaking of Brock Lesnar, they just released the preview, like the preview trailer to the Survivor Series pay-per-view, and Brock Lesnar isn't on that. So Brock Lesnar isn't going to be at Survivor Series either. Like, when is Brock Lesnar going to defend the title next? That's what I'm trying to find out.
And that's a damn shame, because what's WWE without their champion? And
Yeah,
he is
you can't just have a big pay-per-view like Survivor Series without a world title match, without your world champion there. Like,
and they're saying the next time Lesnar will appear is in 2015.
Yeah,
January,
the Royal Rumble,
which
yeah.
is totally ridiculous.
Like, how long can the WWE go without having a world title match? And why aren't you booking Brock Lesnar? Like, he's not doing anything else except sit and watch Raw.
Not to mention your viewership ratings are going down because they're facing stiff competition in Monday Night Football. Every week is a good game, a better game, and they're losing viewers. So what better way to bring back viewers is bring the champion back. And
yes, and that's actually a good point, because since after SummerSlam, the weekly viewership of Monday Night Raw has been going down every week.
Yeah.
Because of the content, promos, the dragged out storylines, all that factors in, and Monday Night Football, and all the other Monday night primetime TV shows. What, Big Bang Theory? How I Met Your Mother's over, right? Yeah.
God, I watched that.
Like, see, y'all watch How I Met Your Mother?
No.
No.
How I Met Your Mother? I'll tell you how I Met Your Mother. You meet them. There you go.
You talking about my mom's now?
The show.
That was a joke.
Of course.
But anyway, yeah, like, I don't know what direction WWE is going into right now. I hope they find a better direction, to be honest, because it's not looking good for WWE right now. You can't just keep having John Cena win championships. Like, I guess he's trying to get to Ric Flair's level. Ric Flair's won 16 world titles in his career. John Cena's at 15, so he just has to win one more to tie Ric Flair. And then another one would be better than Ric Flair, but can we like wait for that? Like, I want to see Dean Ambrose as champion one time before.
I feel like the WWE, it just isn't the same anymore. I remember the good days, 2006, 2005. We had Viva la Raza, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero.
Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero.
Rest in peace, Chris Benoit. Those
Oh wait! We can't say Chris Benoit no more.
Why not?
You know what happened with Chris Benoit, right?
Oh, we can't say it?
He killed his family and killed himself.
I mean, but he was one of my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah,
Don't
but
matter.
I mean,
Wrestled great matches.
he's a great wrestler.
We used to wrestle that crippler crossface.
Hey,
got my cousin, shout out my cousin Landry. We used to wrestle all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to all the homies back home.
No.
But, yeah, Chris Benoit was a great. I mean, yeah, it kind of sucks because I'm probably not the only wrestling fan who feels this way. I know there's a lot of other wrestling fans who feel this way. Like, WWE is just not the same. WWE is catering to kids a lot now. Mm-hmm. It's rated PG now, so they want to keep John Cena as the face because he's a kid-friendly guy. You know.
I don't really think PG counts as what Bray Wyatt's doing, so I don't really think that's PG.
And like how the Divas thing is going now, and Total Divas, like, I don't know, they're kind of like swaying away from it a little bit. Like, they're starting to cuss a lot more now. I don't know if you noticed that.
But that's typical.
I have a question. Who's more relevant in their prime? The Rock or John Cena?
Whew.
In their prime.
Now here's the thing: they've wrestled before.
They've wrestled each other twice, and The Rock hates John Cena. The Rock,
as he should.
The Rock came out and said he hates John Cena, which, hey, that if I was The Rock, I'd hate John Cena too, because John Cena kind of is taking wrestling like kind of down. Like, he's kind of holding wrestling back.
But he has a lot on his shoulders. You know? It's just him. You know.
Here's the thing, though. Wrestling, like smarts as they call themselves, the IWC, they're very ungrateful. I mean, we're at an age where they get all these hush words from the backstage, and they already know. And they're saying John Cena sucks. He should go to hell. You guys don't know what he does. He does all kinds of charitable services.
Yeah, he's the face of Make-A-Wish for the WWE. He goes and visits, you know, special needs kids. He visits them, helps them out, you know.
And I've seen some wrestling fans on Twitter and social media say John Cena should go to hell. And are they really that low to put down?
The hate towards John
Well,
Cena
it's
is
perspective,
bad.
They don't hate,
though.
they
I mean,
hate
everyone
him
has a
beyond his
different
character.
opinion on him.
You can hate his character, but don't hate the man John Cena himself.
I think people hate the man because of his character.
Yeah,
Because-
exactly. Because
Yeah,
he's
but-
not himself. He's him, and then he has his character.
Entertainment.
Yeah,
it is.
it is. It's
But
entertainment.
a lot of people, you can ask 9 out of 10 wrestling fans, they want John Cena to turn heel already. They need it to happen. WWE actually needs it to happen. You've had Randy Orton, guys who've come up with John Cena, Randy Orton, Kurt Angle, Triple H, The Rock. All the greats have been heel, and that's what made them more likable. I love Stone Cold as a heel.
Oh man.
I love Triple H as a heel, you know? Randy Orton as a heel, like, that's when Randy Orton's at his best. Even Mark Henry is a heel. Like
Mark Henry Jr.
Mark Henry Jr., thank you. But, like, John Cena's the only wrestler I know of that has not turned heel. The only relevant big-name wrestler that hasn't turned heel, besides Rey Mysterio. But Rey Mysterio is... Who's Rey Mysterio, right?
He took off too.
Yeah, Rey
Triple
Mysterio's
H. I can't
actually...
even pronounce the name.
Rey Mysterio actually let go of his contract, and he's wrestling in Mexico now. So that's what he wanted.
We're set to debut on American soil in Los Angeles, so that's actually going to be pretty.
It's actually pretty soon, actually. It's
Yeah.
coming up, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be in Los Angeles, so that's going to be a big step for Spanish and Mexican wrestling. So
Yeah. But John Cena, if you're watching this, if you're listening, somebody who knows John Cena personally, turn heel.
Slate.
Already. Turn heel, please. We need you to turn heel. All right, bro. But back to Hell in a Cell. Last night, my man Bray Wyatt returned. Came back during the main event, which was Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell, which was a pretty good match. Alec, did you watch it?
yes, I did. He ruined the match to me.
He did. He did ruin the match, but Bray Wyatt is back. Like, the way he left was ridiculous. John Cena buried Bray Wyatt. That's the thing about John Cena, too. John Cena buries a lot of the young guys. That's why people don't like him. Any match he goes into with the guy, he has to win. He has to be over that guy. Like,
Now here's the thing: what I'm irked about, we could have closure between Rollins and Ambrose, and we're left with more questions than answers. So I'm kind of eager to find out what happens, but I won't
Yeah.
be watching Raw. I'll be watching Dallas and Washington tonight. So
well, I won't be watching Dallas and Washington tonight. I will actually tune into Raw, because who wants to watch the Cowboys?
Hey.
It's America's team, man.
They're not America's team.
Come
Let's-
on, dude.
We're saying
we go into Jerry's world.
Jerry's
Oh man.
Jerry's world.
We'll be talking about that in a few minutes as well.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that on Fantasy Island, which is coming up soon. But Hell in a Cell, Bray Wyatt's back. There's a lot of questions to be answered. Why did he attack Dean Ambrose? Is he a part of the Authority? Like,
I think he's doing it on his own.
is he still going to be with Rowan and Harper?
No,
There's talk about that the Wyatt family will break up pretty soon.
they have.
Yeah, they broke up.
It's a weird family.
They're a very weird family. Weird but likable. Like, you don't hate them, but you're scared of them. It's kind of like
I'm not
this.
scared of it.
It's kind of like you're dead.
If you ever see him in person, and
I no.
I don't know. Eric Rowan looks like he just stinks, though. Well, no. Rowan and Harper look like they kind of smell pretty bad, but Bray Wyatt looks like he takes a shower.
It's funny that you think about the odor of these men.
well, they dress like it.
You can tell how dudes smell by how they dress.
Is that right?
True.
Yes.
I'll smell Jamal.
You did low-key smell kind of good earlier. When
Now, it must take lots of maintenance to like wash those beards of theirs.
I don't know. I mean, I used to have a beard.
Yeah, Jamal probably the only one who would know.
Like a shaved baby right there.
Yeah, but it don't take shampoo, conditioner, brush it out. You feel me?
Okay.
But that's you got a long way to go. You guys got a long way to go. But okay, so the first match was Cesaro versus Dolph Ziggler. 2 out of 3 falls for the Intercontinental Championship. Dolph Ziggler won. Now on Twitter, I gave this match an 8 out of 10. But I think it would have got a 10 out of 10 if Cesaro would have won. I like Dolph Ziggler, but that's just my opinion. Second match was the tag titles, tag team title match, the Usos, Goldust and Stardust. That got a 7 out of 10 because I wasn't really that interested in that match, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch this.
Paige and AJ, 8 out of 10 as usual. About as good as the Night of Champions match. That was good. John Cena and Orton got an 8 out of 10.
7.
I wanted Randy Orton to win, dude. It was because I actually kind of laughed every time Michael Cole said RKO out of nowhere, just because, RKO won. That's another story for another time. And then, let's just fast forward to Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. It got a 10 out of 10 from me, because I just love the match and then Bray Wyatt coming back. But an overall review of that pay-per-view, 8.5 out of 10.
For the whole thing?
Yeah, for the whole thing. I'm kind of excited for Raw. Survivor Series is up next. I don't know where the WWE is going to go, but that's my thing. We all reach consensus on that?
Yes, sir.
So now, since we are students at Cypress College, and there are sports teams here, Miss Vega over here is going to give you the weekly update in Cypress College athletics.
Hello, everybody. In our women's water polo, our ladies took down Citrus College 9-5 on Saturday, October 25th. Our Lady Chargers volleyball team defeated Santa Ana 3-0 and will be going up against Orange Coast College on Wednesday the 29th. In women's soccer, got back to the win column on the Friday afternoon, defeating Santa Ana 4-0. They will be taking down an Orange Coast College on the 28th and Saddleback on Friday, October 31st. And lastly, the men's soccer team was defeated by Santa Ana 4-0. They will be up against Orange Coast College this upcoming Friday on the 31st. Our men's soccer team has been on a bit of a downward spiral. Have you guys noticed that? We started off undefeated, and now we are losing these upcoming games, so we'll see how it goes on Friday, and that's all in Cypress College sports.
Thank you, Gisele. And now, the moment that we've all been waiting for.
Halloween, right?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Fantasy Island.
Oh, I thought that was last.
Oh.
No, Fantasy Island's not last.
I mean, it's the best, you always save the best for last.
Anyway.
Yeah. The moment we've all been waiting for. The great debate on this week.
Fantasy football.
My man Keenan Wright, and the man who's wearing the ugliest jersey in my life, Frankie Gennaro. Boy, let's get into this.
Thank
Fantasy
you
Island.
for your honest opinion of my attire.
Got that right.
There's nothing wrong with that. Cowboys are 6-1. We're gonna beat the Redskins tonight. There's no doubt about that. Anyways, Keenan, let's get into some fantasy.
Welcome to Fantasy Island. Today we are talking about the top 5 of each category. We've all made our top choices,
Including Jamal.
and we're gonna agree on a top list. This is the official top 5 list. So, you want to start with quarterbacks?
Yes.
Yeah, let's get it on.
Start with quarterbacks. For my quarterbacks, number 1, I have Andrew Luck. 2, I have Peyton Manning. 3, Aaron Rodgers. 4, Phillip Rivers. And 5, Russell Wilson. Tom Brady is not in my top 5 right
Which
now.
is a
I'm sorry.
travesty.
Tony Romo, not in my top 5 right now. I'm sorry. They don't produce the way that these guys do.
He got Russell Wilson.
But we'll talk about that in a minute. What's your top 5?
All right, my top 5 QBs. Number 1 is always the man, Peyton Manning. He's always staying there no matter what. Number 2, Big Ben Roethlisberger from the Pittsburgh Steelers, almost breaking a record. Threw for
I appreciate
500.
that. Steeler Nation.
Threw for 522 yards with 6 touchdowns. That is unheard of. Number 3, Tony Romo. He is playing the best football of his career. Even though they're sticking with the running game, he is making passes, making accurate throws, and he is showing that those previous back surgeries aren't affecting him at all. You're going to see tonight he's going to take care of Washington's secondary. Also, number 4 is a surprising one, Kyle Orton of the Buffalo Bills. have thought Kyle Orton would be on my list?
Wasn't he on the
No,
Cowboys?
no, not my list.
Who would have thought that Kyle
No.
Orton would be on your list?
No,
Wait,
not list, but
Was he on the
pretty
Cowboys
much
last year?
Huh?
Wasn't he on the Cowboys last year?
Yes, he was.
Like, was he supposed to? Did he start over Tony Romo?
Yes,
Okay,
he did.
I was just making sure.
No,
I
but
was
here's,
making sure. Keep going.
not my list, but like overall, who would have thought Kyle Orton be playing this good football?
Not me.
Not me.
And number 5, I got Tom Brady.
All right.
I got to give
It's
props
on you,
to Tom
Jamal.
Brady.
Disrespectful.
Top
But
5
anyway,
quarterbacks
Here's the actual
in
list.
fantasy football.
Here's the real list. Number 1, Tom Brady. He's had a hell of an October so far. Hell of a season. Slow start, but Tom Brady being the champion, the MVP quarterback that he is, he's been stepping it up. Number 2 is Andrew Luck.
Okay.
Andrew Luck, he's a good player.
Good player.
I'll give him that. Andrew Luck is a good player. He puts that team on his back. He finds his receivers. He makes good decisions. He's an all-around good player. Number 3 is a tie
Okay.
between Big Ben and Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Both are playing good. Aaron Rodgers probably more consistent than Ben, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's a tie. Number 4 is a surprise to most people. Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton.
Andy
Dalton.
Dalton.
Okay.
He always plays good. He puts up numbers.
Mm-hmm.
He puts up pretty good numbers. I mean, he's only got 6 touchdowns so far this year, but he's doing what he can,
Okay.
you know. And number 5 is another tie. Tony Romo
Tony Romo.
and Drew Brees.
Can't be
Now,
hating on Romo that much.
Okay, all right. Now this is what we're gonna do. We all have to be together on this list.
Okay.
So
okay.
I noticed that we all had differences with our number 1 quarterback. I have Andrew Luck. You have Peyton Manning, and you have Tom Brady. Okay, who's number 2 for you?
Number 2,
Ben Roethlisberger, right?
yeah.
And 2 for you is
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck. So it's out of for the number 1 spot. It's either Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, or Tom Brady.
I'd stick with Peyton Manning as number 1.
I say Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck has threw for 2,731 yards, 22 touchdowns. Peyton Manning, 2,134 yards, and also 22 touchdowns. Andrew Luck has 203 fantasy points on the season, while Peyton Manning has 177.
Have you forgot, child? Peyton Manning
Not a
is
child.
Yes, you are. Peyton Manning is the touchdown record holder. That kind of surpasses.
So we're
everything.
talking about this fantasy season. They both have 22 touchdowns. And then Andrew Luck, to go with that, has 124 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns just with that, while Peyton has -8 rushing yards.
But Peyton don't run.
Exactly. But this is fantasy football. People get reality and fantasy mixed up. Talking fantasy football, I say that Andrew Luck should get the number 1 spot.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Okay.
So Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck it is. Andrew Luck, best fantasy football quarterback.
As of right now.
2014.
So far.
So
As of right now, mid-season. Okay, for number 2, it was either Peyton Manning or Tom Brady.
Yeah.
What-
How about for Jamal's sake, we'll just put Tom Brady number 2
I mean, I'm just saying.
over Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
over Aaron Rodgers. Yes.
Over
We
Aaron
both
Rodgers.
agree on that. Over Phillip Rivers.
Yes.
Definitely over Phillip Rivers.
Okay. Phillip Rivers has more yards.
Yes, he does.
Tom Brady has more wins. So
Okay. All right, so we're giving it to Tom Brady.
yes.
For number 3, it was Aaron Rodgers, Phillip Rivers, Russell Wilson. We have who? So Aaron Rodgers is going. I'm sorry. Andrew Luck is going. Tom Brady's going. Number 3.
My number 3 is either Aaron Rodgers or Ben Roethlisberger.
Big Ben.
Big Ben. I have to give it to. I'm a huge Steelers fan, but I have to give it to Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron
That sounds about right.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers. Can't stand him.
You're biased because you're a Cowboys fan. So.
No, I'm just saying I can't stand Aaron Rodgers.
Because you're a Cowboys fan.
Okay, so we still have Peyton Manning on the list.
We'll put Peyton Manning.
Aaron
Manning's
Rodgers and
number
Tom
4.
Brady over Peyton Manning?
Maybe not Aaron Rodgers over Peyton Manning.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Peyton Manning over Aaron Rodgers.
Peyton Manning. So
Peyton
Peyton
Manning's
moves to
number
4.
3.
Yes.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers moves to 4.
Yes.
Peyton moves to 3.
And I think we can agree number 5 should be Tony Romo.
I don't think
No.
we can agree.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'd put Russell Wilson over Tony Romo any day, and I'm not picking Russell Wilson. I say Drew Brees. We got to give Drew Brees credit now. He's got 2,227 yards and 14 touchdowns. He produced last night. Had the game of his season this season. The Saints offense is pretty rocky. I'm not gonna lie to you. But when Drew Brees is on, he's on.
Okay, so Drew Brees over Phillip Rivers.
Yes.
Phillip Rivers with 2,213 passing yards, 20 touchdowns. You agree with that?
Yep.
All right, so give it to Drew Brees. So our top quarterbacks, top 5 quarterbacks so far, we have Andrew Luck number 1. Agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tom Brady number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton Manning 3.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Drew Brees 5.
Drew Brees
Yep.
5.
That sounds
We'll
good.
agreed on that.
So people that was left off of our list, Phillip Rivers is a cut.
Number 6.
Okay, we have Matt Ryan didn't make it.
Number 20. Matt Ryan.
Russell Wilson,
Russell Wilson, number 7.
7.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's our top 5. on to running backs. I'll let you go first, Jamal. Who do you have?
I have a tie between Mark.
For the number
for
one
number
spot,
one.
you have a tie.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Mark Ingram and Le'Veon Bell.
No.
Number 2, DeMarco Murray. Number
That's
3,
number 1.
Giovanni Bernard. Number 4, Matt Forte. And number 5, Marshawn Lynch.
So much problems with those.
Well, just name your running backs.
Number 1, DeMarco Murray. He goes from 0 to 100 real quick.
Real quick.
Number 2, Matt Forte. I don't know why you put him at number 4. Number 3, Arian Foster. Number 4, Le'Veon Bell.
Indeed.
And number 5, which is very surprising, I'm even saying it for myself, Ben Tate of the Cleveland Browns.
That's it.
I had my hesitations about Ben Tate.
Me too. He's too inconsistent. For
Yeah.
Such right now. So I have DeMarco Murray number 1, of course. Matt Forte 2, Arian Foster 3, Le'Veon Bell 4, and a surprising Ahmad Bradshaw 5.
You always like them.
Ahmad Bradshaw, if you think about it, based on his ADP, which is average position, drafted.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't even on the charts. Nobody really picked him up thinking, okay, he's going to produce for me. But he's ranked 5 among running backs.
Yeah.
So if you do have him, it's like having 3 starting running backs, which is a beautiful thing. So that's why I have him ranked number 5. So can we go DeMarco Murray 1? Is that
DeMarco Murray is
unanimous?
number
DeMarco Murray
You want to
number
tell
1.
the people why?
Need I tell
He
you why?
is the leading rusher. He's the best. He's on the road for the record.
He's gonna break the single season
he's
rushing
gonna
record
break-
made by
he's gonna break
Eric
it.
Dickerson, which is at 2,105 yards. He's on pace for 1,000 yards
He's on
if
a fast
he
pace.
goes for another 100 tonight, which he will.
Yeah, I mean Washington doesn't have a good run defense. DeMarco Murray.
The only challenge
Should be.
Dallas has is against the Arizona Cardinals, which those birds are playing. Those birds are playing
Them
football.
birds.
All right, for number 2, I have Matt Forte for my number 2.
Yeah, same here.
Actually, I'll agree with that one.
Matt Forte?
He is Chicago's offense. He is the offense right now. 'Cause Jay Cutler flat out sucks.
All right.
Matt Forte is
Hey,
there in the
Tebow to Chicago.
Oh, my God.
Tebow to Chicago.
Arian Foster 3 for me.
Yeah, I agree. Arian Foster.
Who do you have?
He had 2 TDs. Very good.
I'd probably give Marshawn Lynch 3.
Marshawn Lynch 3.
Marshawn Lynch, he ain't gonna be in
All right,
Seattle.
let me drop the facts. Marshawn Lynch has 482 rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
Arian Foster has 766 rushing yards. Marshawn Lynch has 3 rushing touchdowns. Arian Foster has 7. At what point do you feel like Marshawn should be above Arian Foster?
But I feel like Marshawn Lynch will step it up sometime soon. He has to.
But we're talking about right now, right here, throughout the season, your top 5.
I mean, I wouldn't put him as number 5. I wouldn't put Marshawn Lynch any.
We're talking about Aaron Foster. You
Fine,
can't agree with us. He's number 3.
All right, I'll agree.
We
Aaron
punked
Foster.
him. We got
I'll agree with Aaron Foster.
Aaron Foster. Number 4.
Le'Veon.
I agree. Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell.
He's the top running back in the AFC.
Yeah.
But
Number 5. This
AFC's
is,
running backs though.
Huh?
The running backs in the AFC,
Mm-hmm. They're dangerous.
they are. Like
He's the top one.
he's the top guy. I feel like he should be higher.
Le'Veon Bell
Probably a little higher.
over Aaron Foster.
Maybe not higher than Aaron Foster.
Aaron Foster's number 3.
Yeah. I don't-
So Le'Veon, he has his spot at number 4.
He has spot number 4. Now,
Can that be
number
the tie?
5.
Can
This is
that be
gonna
the
get
tie?
controversial, huh?
Can that be the tie?
What tie?
Le'Veon
No,
Bell.
there's no ties. No ties on
Not in this
Fantasy
Fine.
Island. 5. I have Ahmad Bradshaw. You have
Ben Tate.
Ben Tate. You have
Marshawn Lynch is my number 5.
Marshawn Lynch. Drop the facts? Should I drop them with the facts?
Drop facts.
Drop the facts.
Yeah.
Okay, we
might as
have
well. Hit it.
Ahmad Bradshaw. He has 371 rushing yards, which isn't a lot. Marshawn Lynch, 482. He has more rushing yards. Ahmad Bradshaw has 2 rushing touchdowns. Marshawn has 3. Ahmad has 268 receiving yards with 6 receiving touchdowns, while Marshawn has 147 receiving yards
With 3.
and 3.
I would agree. I think Ahmad Bradshaw should be number 5.
It's so tight. The only reason I put Ahmad Bradshaw before Marshawn is because, like I said, you took Ahmad in later rounds. So he's that extra plus. You took Marshawn with a first round, second round pick.
Expecting he would be great.
Exactly. So I have to say
Ahmad Bradshaw is that guy on your fantasy team.
ranked number 5
Yes,
on
that will.
NFL.com, by the way.
That will take you to the next level. Like
Ahmad,
if you need a guy who needs that can give you points every week, Ahmad Bradshaw is that guy.
Yeah.
Ahmad Bradshaw it is.
Ahmad Bradshaw.
All right, now we're moving on to wide receivers. There's so many good, talented
Oh my God.
receivers out there. So many. So it was very hard for each of us. So, first off, I got on my receiving the top 5.
Please don't say
Number 1, Sammy Watkins.
Okay. After that performance yesterday, I don't know.
I
Sammy
love Sammy
Watkins.
Watkins. Number
He's a
2,
great player, but
number 2, T.Y. Hilton,
Okay.
Keenan's favorite player.
Okay.
no, Antonio Brown, but he's a great one. He's a great
Number
one.
3 is Antonio Brown. Clearly. Number 4, Dez Bryant.
I knew it.
Hey.
I knew it.
And number 5, we got a tie, but they play for the same team. Randall Cobb and Jordy Nelson. They are Aaron Rodgers' go-to guys.
Oh no. See me, I put Jordy Nelson first,
Jordy Nelson first. That's a great argument.
and then I got Antonio Brown, Dez Bryant,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Jeremy Maclin,
Jeremy,
and T.Y. Hilton.
T.Y.
T.Y. All right. Who do you got?
Me, of course, Steeler Nation. Antonio Brown is my number 1. Jordy Nelson is my number 2. Demarius Thomas, 3.
Ooh.
Jeremy Maclin, 4. And the 5th spot was so hard for me. I had it either between Golden Tate, Randall Cobb, and T.Y. Hilton, and I had to give it to Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb.
Randall
okay.
Cobb, man.
Yeah, Randall Cobb.
All right, so let's break it down. Number 1,
Jordy Nelson.
got
Jordy
Jordy Nelson.
Nelson.
Jordy Nelson.
Jordy Nelson.
Jordy Nelson.
You know it.
It's hard though because it's so close. Like I said, between Antonio Brown and Jordy Nelson, it's so close because they're so tight. But the only reason I would put Antonio Brown over Jordy Nelson is because Antonio Brown has a passing touchdown for 20 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a rushing touchdown, but he has 13 rushing yards,
Mm-hmm.
852 receiving yards,
Yeah.
7 touchdowns.
So, yeah.
That's his stat line. Jordy Nelson's stat line, 737 yards with 6 touchdowns.
He leads the NFL in that, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
No.
Maybe that was last week.
Antonio
Yeah,
Brown has
he was leading last
852 yards.
Yeah.
That's all I mean, it has to be unanimous. So have I swayed you guys in my direction?
Let's switch them. because I was gonna put Antonio Brown as
There we
2.
go. I like that.
So Antonio Brown's 1, Jordy Nelson's 2. So
There we go.
that's the first two.
I respect that.
So we got 1 and 2. Number 3.
Number 3
We all had
is
Randall
not
Cobb on
Des
our
Bryant.
list.
Randall Cobb.
We all
Randall Cobb's number
had
3.
we all had Randall Cobb on our list.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Not
Number
Sammy
4.
Watkins. not
Whoa,
Des
whoa,
Bryant.
whoa, whoa, whoa! I
Come
did
on
not
now.
agree. I didn't agree with that.
Yeah, you did.
What, number 3?
We have Randall Cobb over Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me why.
Why not? I mean, he is the second guy behind Jordy Nelson. Like, you throw any one of those 2 dudes the ball, you getting yards, you getting touchdowns,
Did
and
you
you're getting
not?
points
Did you
on
not see
offense.
that opening drive Green Bay had against New Orleans last night? That was an insane catch, and Randall Cobb had the TD.
Randall Cobb is the guy.
Okay, I agree. Randall Cobb.
Many people leave him behind, so it's not. People are surprised. Oh, Randall Cobb. It's not a surprise to me.
And
He's
plus, Demaryius
the
Thomas is going to
receiver.
get done up this Sunday by New England's defense.
And we all know Peyton Manning favors one guy every week, so who knows if Demaryius Thomas is on his
Who knows
list.
Demaryius Thomas is going to be that guy next week.
Who
It's
do we have
Julius
at number 4?
Number 4.
T.Y. Hilton?
T.Y.
No. Over Demaryius Thomas?
Yes,
No.
You would put T.Y. Hilton over Demaryius Thomas?
I would.
T.Y. Hilton has. Ooh.
You
Yeah.
forget about that?
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, wait.
Yeah.
225-yard game he had
Okay.
against Houston on Thursday night.
T.Y. 866 receiving yards,
Mm-hmm.
2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Demaryius 767 receiving yards, 6 touchdowns.
It's because he has Peyton Manning.
T.Y. Hilton is that,
Demaryius Thomas on the year 123 fantasy points, while T.Y. 101.
but T.Y. Hilton is that guy in
He's
Indianapolis.
that guy over Reggie Wayne.
He's that second guy, pretty much. He sets up Reggie Wayne pretty much.
Yeah.
So we're going T.Y. over Demaryius Thomas.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
And I think I can speak for all of us. Number 5 is Des Bryant.
No. Demaryius
Yes.
Thomas. Demaryius Thomas. Well, let's put Demaryius Thomas.
Wait.
at
I'm
five.
sorry. Can we go back to 4? Because Steve Smith?
That's your boy.
Steve Smith.
That's your boy.
T.Y. over Steve Smith?
That's your boy.
Yeah.
That's your boy. I forgot about Steve Smith, low key.
What?
You mean Steve Smith Sr.?
T.Y. over Golden Tate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Golden Tate has 800 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns. T.Y. has 866 with 2 touchdowns. I guess it's tight to call.
Yeah.
All right, so on the 5.
Des Bryant.
Des.
Des or Steve Smith or Demaryius Thomas.
And no Demaryius Thomas. That's crazy.
Des, Steve Smith, or Demaryius Thomas.
Because here's
I'll
what
say
here's
Demaryius.
what leaves out Demarius. Peyton Manning chooses who he wants to give it to.
That's
Hey, but
his
the
thing.
stats shows that he's giving him
Yeah.
the ball.
Yeah, he's giving him the ball, but
Over
he don't-
7 weeks, though.
But he favors certain players,
Yeah.
and I got a feeling he's going to give it to. I don't like him.
I don't-
Julius Thomas.
Against the Patriots this week, Wes Walker's getting the ball.
Wes Welker.
He always gets the ball
What
against
is
the
he
Patriots.
talking about?
He always gets the ball against the Patriots. I'm telling you.
I forgot about Wes Welker. That's
A lot of people forget about Wes Welker
that
because
Papa Molly son.
that's another story for another time.
So are we going T.Y.? No, I mean, who are we going?
Let's go.
Des.
We're going with Des?
Des.
Demaryius?
Demarius.
Demaryius. Sorry, it's still against one.
We'll see how Des does tonight, and then next week we'll put Des in the top 5.
Okay.
Is not his highlight catches good enough for you?
It's his attitude for me
His attitude changed.
for like a week.
So can I go? Let me go through the official top 5 list. We have at quarterback, Andrew Luck, Tom Brady,
Mm-hmm.
Peyton Manning,
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
and Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Running backs, we have DeMarco Murray,
Yeah.
Matt Forte,
Yep.
Arian Foster,
Aaron Foster.
Le'Veon Bell,
Le'Veon Bell.
and Ahmad Bradshaw.
Ahmad Bradshaw.
Odd.
Receivers,
Receivers.
the great Antonio Brown,
He ain't that damn great.
But he's damn good.
He ain't that damn great.
Jordy Nelson,
Jordy Nelson.
Randall Cobb,
Randall Cobb.
T.Y. Hilton,
T.Y. Hilton.
Demaryius
Des
Thomas.
Bryant.
Demarius Thomas.
Demaryius Thomas.
Des Bryant.
Demarius Thomas.
That is all from Fantasy Island. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Good debate.
That was so fun.
Right, it was.
Now for a fun little topic. this past weekend. There was a lot of Halloween parties.
And more to come.
We all turned up, right?
Indeed.
Well, I turned up. Did you turn up, Peter?
No.
Did you turn up, Sally?
A 50% out of 100.
Well, anything. Anyway, for those of you who are about to go out to party this weekend, here's 10 things you shouldn't do at a Halloween party. What are 10 things you shouldn't do at a Halloween party?
Ooh. Jeez.
Well, can I say the obvious one?
What? The slutty costumes?
Don't drink and drive. You know?
Yeah.
That's
That's number
The
one.
obvious one.
That's number one. Have your DD. There is always a DD. If you have to call your parents,
Uber.
Do
Is that
it.
a new thing?
Uber?
Uber.
I like the
Yeah.
name of it.
Uber.
Uber. Yeah.
Uber.
Used it before. It is pretty reliable. It's pretty reliable.
Yeah.
That's my.
Oh,
Pretty
and
reliable.
don't have sexual relations in the middle of a dance floor. I've seen it last year.
Why
and it was,
not?
That's the fun part. Yeah.
Apparently, that's a matter of opinion. I'm against it.
Oh my god.
Get a room.
We're in
Go
a
to
room.
a bathroom
room just
stall
for
for all I
no,
care.
it
But
was in
come
the
on.
backyard last year.
Okay, that's classless. Okay, there we go.
Thank
They were
you.
doing
So
it in
they
front
should
of the
get a
shed.
room
Okay.
or an area, a designated
A designated sex area.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember that next time I throw a party. There's a designated
DSA.
sex area right here.
Oh, man.
Big sign.
Our Jersey store has a smash room.
There you go.
I
There
feel
you
it.
go.
I agree.
Let's see another topic. Okay, guys' point of view on slutty costumes.
Love them. 10 out of 10. A+ for me. Depending on the costume.
Depending on the girl and depending on the costume.
Well, yeah, of course, depending on the girl. You can't just have anybody wearing
Right, because, I mean, we have some,
grenades here.
yeah.
Grenades!
Yes.
Yeah.
That means
Gotta
I'm a
dodge
bomb,
those
right?
grenades.
No! Keenan!
You can give me a grenade all day. I'll take it, man.
Do you guys like the ears and the whiskers? You know what I
think
mean?
it's
Like
sexy.
the basic bitch
like a
costume?
It's
No, like, you know, like the basic bitch
a
costume.
kitty
Like, do
costume.
you guys
love that.
like, no, do you rather have like the basic bitch costume or like a hot like firefighter?
Oh, no, I kind of like basic bitches, though. So.
You like
Hey, basic
You like
simple,
basic.
right?
Basic, simple. I like simple. I'm straight to the
Nobody
point.
wants a difficult girl.
Nobody wants all that work and shit.
Basic. you know?
Basic.
I like
Keep it-
when a hot girl, I'm gonna admit, when they wear sports attire for a Halloween costume. It's kind of
If
kind
a
of
hot
head
girl-
turner
He
for
the
me.
type that like his in
A Tony Romo body
yeah.
paint
Oh
guy.
yeah.
Dear Lord.
pads on me. Oh my god.
Hey.
So what else we got?
Okay. What's another one? Let's do one final thing you
final
shouldn't do at a Halloween party.
When you wear a costume, make sure it fits. Don't get into those skin tight outfits if you don't have the body for it,
There you
because
go.
you're embarrassing
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
And make sure your costume makes sense. Don't just
I
like
thought you liked basic.
But it makes sense.
it can be
making
basic,
sense.
but it can
Oh.
make sense.
How?
A kitty cat makes
A,
sense.
a kitty cat.
It makes sense. A mouse makes sense. A subway guy makes
Kitty
sense.
Down,
Cat with a
down.
helmet.
Don't
Down
make
we
sense.
I was being creative.
No. No.
You know, they don't do that.
You look like a dumpster rat. Like, come on.
Wearing your work clothes to a Halloween party is a no.
She is hating. Oh my
Who
god.
did that?
I
Who
did
did
it.
that? Who did that?
Subway man.
But tell me why
No, no, no.
it got the most attention at that party.
Because it was the dumbest
No,
one.
because girls are like, oh, I want a foot long. And then you say, I'll give you a foot long.
Hey.
Okay, all right. That's one. That's one
Or,
point.
hey. No, you're right.
I'm just saying, I win. So I'm going to dress up
Or you
as a
dress
subway
up
guy
as Fred
again.
Flintstone. You can tell a girl, go, I
I
ain't no
can
Fred
make your-
Flintstone, but I can make your bed rock.
Drake already said that, though, so
Hey.
you kind of took my thunder on that one.
Champagne Pappy. called
Champagne
that one.
Poppy already said that.
Oh, wow.
Who's Champagne Pappy?
Champagne Poppy!
This was fun.
This was fun. You guys had fun?
I had a great time.
Did you have fun, Giselle?
It was amazing.
And I hope you
Many
guys-
more to come.
Yes, and I hope you guys had fun. Check back here next week on YouTube, Cycron.com. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, watch all our other shows. This Week in Geek is tomorrow at, 3? Yeah, at 3. We'll see you guys next week here on Spotlight News. For Gisele, Keenan, and Frankie, I'm your host, Jamal Bostic. You guys have a good day.
Deuces.
Check it out.
Are we done?
We did it.
I feel like we were like it was too wordy, don't you think?
It was pretty long.
Yeah, we need to narrow it
About
down.
an hour.
That's my mom.
That was so wordy. It was so wordy.
Let's see.
How many? Can you see how many views we got?
Yeah, so
It was quiet for like what 20 minutes while you guys talked. That was so.
About that.
Oh, whatever.
And you know, National Enquirer, People Magazine, and TMZ be all up on that business, especially TMZ.
TMZ is all over everything.
And here's the thing about Drake. He thinks I love Drake. I love his music, but his outside antics is what gets me. Here he is going to Miami games, Cleveland games, and Kentucky. He's not really setting himself a good image for people. And now you're saying he's involved with Champagne Poppy, you say?
Drake is champagne.
Somebody don't follow Drake on Instagram.
I don't. I thought he was
But Drake is the kind of guy who will have sex with himself. Come on, you know that.
And then write a song about it
Yeah.
after he dumps himself.
Oh my God.
Drake.
Look at his album.
Drake.
But I mean,
Personally,
she's no longer with Tyga, so she's single. She's
personally,
available.
I'm more of a Jimmy Brooks guy. I love Degrassi. You know, I cried when he got shot by Rick. That's just me. What's going on? The camera's on me, right? Okay. Like, I mean, I kind of hope this is true because I kind of want to see some like inter squad beef because
Yeah.
you know they're still in Young Money together.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know, like, are they like Eskimo brothers now? You know, they both smash the same chick, same crew. I don't know. We're gonna have to see that one play out. Opinions, Frankie?
I think it's good. I think she's okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. She's single. He's single. Tyga's moving on. He doesn't seem to care.
They don't actually look that good together, and I wouldn't wife up a chick with a kid.
Well, no.
That's just me. You feel me? That's
Yeah, no.
no disrespect to all the single, good-looking
Baby
baby
mamas.
mamas out there, but I just can't do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially if it's my homeboys, baby mama, like, that's kind of trifling. That's definitely grounds for an ass.
So is there anything ever going on with Drake and Nicki Minaj? That's like the forever question. It was a little triangle. We had a little triangle going on.
So Sugar Bear is Honey Boo Boo's dad. But while Mark McDaniel was in jail for 8 years due to child molestation, you know, Mama June and the rapist was keeping contact, you know, so she still kind of had, you know, feelings for this McDaniels dude while she was with Sugar Bear.
And she never told Sugar Bear she did. And there's pictures to prove that Honey Boo Boo has, in fact, been in the same room with Mark McDaniel.
3 words for this: sex, lies, and deception.
That's a show. Like they should bring that show back and just basically.
We want to see what's going on.
It's like a hillbilly soap opera. It's a hillbilly soap opera.
SLDOTLC.
It is a hillbilly soap opera.
Oh my God.
Oh, sources. I saw this on TMZ because
TMZ.
I watch TMZ. Shout out to Harvey Levin and all them.
I got it from you guys.
Hey, I love TMZ.
We
I
are
love
the
TMZ.
source.
We kind of are the source.
We're the source.
Don't tell Benzino because you know he's still owner of the Source
Oh
magazine.
my God.
Anyway, in other news, have you guys seen the new Avengers trailer?
Oh, me? I did.
It's looking good.
Okay, so recently, the upcoming Avengers 2 trailer was leaked at first, the Age of Ultron, and then, you know, Marvel was just like, fuck it, we're just going to put the actual trailer out. So they did, and I like it personally. I can't wait to see this movie, but I've only saw half of the first Avengers. In my defense, I got it on DVD, fell asleep because yeah. But
You can't.
Okay.
You cannot be excited for the second Avengers if you haven't seen the first.
I'm gonna see the first.
It's not allowed. No, you have
I
to see
have
the
until
first.
May.
All right, now,
When you see the first movie, then you comment.
Okay,
that you're
I've seen
excited to
Captain
see the
America.
second.
I've seen Iron Man. I've seen Thor. I've seen.
But
I've
have
all
you seen
other
the Avengers? Because this is what we're talking about.
I've seen half of it.
now, for those of you who don't know, Avengers 2: Age of Ultron is based on the comic series Age of Ultron, but I'm pretty sure the movie won't involve the comic series involves lots of time traveling, which I'm pretty sure they won't fit that into the movie. But
Closer to the mic.
one thing's for sure, the Age of Ultron movie is going to be so much better than the comics because the comics added lots of screw-ups, lots of unfinished business in the Marvel Universe. So this one is going to be real exciting. I cannot wait for the movie that comes out in 2015.
Okay, now for the people like me who have no clue what Avengers is, can you describe? Can you give us a little insight to why should I look forward to watching this?
Have you ever heard of the Justice League?
Is that with the ring guy and the fast one?
Superman, Batman,
Batman, yes.
Green
Green Lantern.
The ring dude,
Lantern.
right?
The Green Lantern,
Ring dude.
Wonder Woman, and the Flash.
Wonder Woman,
The
and the
Flash is the
Flash.
fast one.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's DC's Justice League.
Yes.
The Avengers are Marvel's Justice League.
Do they ever fight each other?
No. Now here's the thing.
That's
That's
movie
a
idea.
movie.
That's a movie idea.
That's a movie idea, but here's the thing.
Director Keenan, get at me.
Now here we go. Here's the amazing thing about Marvel. You can just come up and make a superhero movie, Avengers, but nobody knows how they came together. Marvel managed to make each single film for the Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America, and they all came together for the Avengers. That's what makes it so good.
Gotcha.
And you mean, who would have thought Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. would be in the same movie playing Iron Man and Captain America?
It sounds big. It sounds big.
As it was in 2012. Now we gotta wait all the way till May to see Age of Ultron.
May 1st, 2015 is when it's said to come out.
Thank
Wait.
you, Gisele.
Let the waiting begin, people.
The waiting game. All right, so now that we got the bases covered for Marvel trying to teach Keenan how to be up in the nerd society with everybody else, because obviously he didn't know.
You're working.
Let's move it to some music news. Now, it is rumored, I recently heard this, that big homie Drake, Drizzy, smashed
Champagne Pappy.
Champagne Poppy, smashed Tyga's baby mama, Black China. Now,
In
this
his
is rumored.
defense,
In his defense,
she is now single.
she is single. Drake is single.
I know it's a lot of females.
You need to put your phone on silent, bruh.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, world. Welcome to a brand new live episode of Spotlight News, where we give you the hottest news in music, entertainment, and sports. I'm your host, Jamal Bostic, with the lovely Miss Gisele Vega. I got my boys Keenan and Frankie over there, ready to give you the news. This is a brand new setup for us. First ever live episode of Spotlight News. We making history here, people. All right. First order of business. We got some interesting news in entertainment this weekend. TLC star of the show called Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, the kid Honey Boo Boo, you know,
Horrible
the little
show.
girl.
Oh, I hate it.
I actually like that show, to
course
be
you do,
honest.
Jamal.
I like
It
Of
was
course.
entertaining. It was
the
something
show
to
was
watch.
entertaining. Like, it's nothing like a bunch of down south country white people doing crazy stuff. You feel me? Like, and Honey
I
Boo
do
Boo.
not feel you.
I don't feel you. I don't like the little girl all thinking she's a pageant. She isn't. She's butt ass ugly.
Oh, that's not nice.
Damn,
Everyone
that's-
has the
okay,
right
that's
to
a
be on
tad
a
bit
pageant.
cold.
I'm being honest.
That's
No.
a tad
That's
bit
just
cold.
me.
So let's talk about why the show was canceled. Mama June was in a relationship with Mark McDaniel, a child molester, for 8 years.
Whoa.
Child molester.
Yeah, Yeah, he actually molested her 8-year-old, at the time 8-year-old sister.
What?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Damn.
And this nigga's still in the house? like, oh.
No, okay, so Sugar Bear, which is,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, the father.
yeah, the
Is that
father.
Who is
his real
Honey
name?
Who is
Sugar
Honey
Bear
Boo
is
Boo's
Honey
father?
Boo Boo's father.
That's his real name.
That's his real name.
Sugar Bear.
It's Sugar
You
Bear.
okay,
Don't hate.
these
Yeah,
people
he sounds
live.
like a molester.
These people live in Georgia.
He's not the molester.
No, Sugar Bear's not the molester.
Mark
I'm surprised.
McDaniel. Mark McDaniel.
Mark McDaniel's the molester.
He sounds like an average dude.
Sugar Bear is Mama June's ex-fiance now, or
Yeah, now ex.
ex-fiance?
But at the time,
Yes.
she was still seeing Mark McDaniel while she was with Sugar Bear, including having pictures of Mark McDaniel in her home.
No. If I can't get Nicki Minaj, I can't get Nicki Minaj. That's all. We're just gonna leave it like that. For right there.
Realistically, Jamal.
It's gonna happen one day. Why did we put her on the show? To be honest. You good over there, Keenan?
Working it out.
Is he good, Mercer? He's good.
I'm good. I'm back.
Shout out to Mr. Mercer. This is our advisor for the journalism program
There
here
you go.
at the lovely Cypress College. We're here on campus in the studio. Thank you once again, Mercer. Thank you. On to my favorite kind of news, personally, sports news. Last night.
There we go. I'm back in. I'm in the game.
Last night, Game 5 of the World Series.
Up. I'm out.
Me and Jay got this.
The San Francisco Giants won.
Yeah.
They're up in the series 3-2 tonight, tomorrow night, elimination game. In San Francisco,
Oh, they're gonna finish the series at Kansas City.
they're going to
And you
finish the
forget to
series.
mention Madison Bumgarner. Fuck.
Bumgarner.
Madison Bumgarner has the lowest ERA in history, .0229.
But is that going to be a factor in this game? Because the Giants have proved that they can get hot whenever, anytime, any game. It's Game 6 of the World Series. They're up 3-2 in the series. You think that, are the Giants going to be able to
be
pull it off?
honest, I always predicted it was going to be the Giants in 7 games. I don't think the Royals are going to go down without a fight. But here's the thing. The Giants, if they win tomorrow, they would have won 3 championships in 4 years. That is insane.
Would that make them a dynasty, though?
Yes, it would. A very odd dynasty because every other year they win the World Series. And I have facts to back that up. Last year, they didn't make the playoffs.
Mhm.
And the year before, they beat the Tigers. And after the year before that, they lost. And then in 2010, they beat the Texas Rangers. So it's sort of a win one World Series, lose, win one World Series.
So they're kind of like the Lakers and Boston Celtics of baseball, would you say?
Yeah.
I mean, the Lakers, they do good one year. They lose